everyone has a cushion. Okay, so I think you can sit. All right, so please sit. So many people today. All right. Okay. So once again, thank you for joining. We have New Year 2025. Well, I hope it's going to be a good one for all of you. And all of you live in Japan, and some of you will leave Japan. Yes. All of you live in Japan, yes? Yes, Barbara, you do? You live in Japan? Or you
No, I live in California.
So you came here
Yes.
for a while? How long are you staying?
This trip, another week or so.
Oh, okay, okay. And then you go back?
Yeah.
Okay, any other people too? Like Barbara, you too?
I currently live in Singapore.
Oh, okay. So you're Japanese?
Yeah.
And you live in Singapore?
Yeah.
Okay, and Thomas, you live here?
Yeah.
In Tokyo. And one more Tom? Yes, you live
Yeah,
here? You also live here. Okay. So in Japan, as probably you know, not only you as when I say Japanese, but all of you probably you know, there's an old tradition in Japan which is called, how do you say, like Japanese people like to do things for the first time after probably in the West not so much, right? I don't know, but in Japan first in December they try as much as they can to forget everything, right? It's called Bonenkai, yes. So they drink a lot to forget everything that happened this year. But then when we have a switch and there's the new year, so they want to start, well, as we all, right? So in Japan there is this nice tradition. It's called, for example, when we have calligraphy, it's called kakizome, right? So there's this strange reading of kanji, which is zome, which means the first. So first writing. And I heard that first people were writing like Chinese poems for like non-life or like love or something like positive qualities. But when they were using brush and they were using ink, and the water that they were using, there was the water brought from the well on the first day of January. So it was like the freshest water ever. So they were dipping the brush and then they were painting something. Nowadays, nobody probably writes Chinese poems, but they write like maybe character for love, like I, or I don't know what else, like luck or health or whatever. So it's called kakizome. But it's not about, of course, only about kakizome. You can also have, for example, the first entering the bath, which was furohairizome. And there were cases where Zen masters, not only Zen masters, but like Buddhist masters were like very important figures, were invited to Richmond's place so that they could, use the bathroom as the first person in the year. So you have different kind of things, which is called zome in Japan. And today we have suwarizome. So this is the first time, probably, I don't know if you have, probably if you go to Shibuya and ask, have you had your suwarizome this year? So probably people would look strangely at you, but those people who know what we are talking about, they would know. So suwaru, of course, means sit. So we have the first sitting of the year. Yes, I'm very happy, and I hope this first sitting of the year will be like a stamp, and it will be like a kick in. I will not say what because I am recorded now. So and it will not be edited. So it will give you a lot of energy and also peace and love and everything that you want. Okay? And I hope it will not be the last one for you. Okay? But the first one, or the first in the long series of sittings. All right? So that we can meet in December this year, and it will be the last sitting of this year. Yes? And then we will go for Bonenkai to forget about it. All right? So we have this first sitting of the year, and we have the 10th of January. Once again, happy to see you. And now I will start with the boring part. So I have to explain again and again how to sit, so that this first sitting would be a very good one. All right. So the first and the most important thing that we have here, which is this small or big, rather, they have big cushions here. It's called zafu, right? In Japanese, it's called zafu. Or you can say zabuton. Traditionally it's called zabuton, but now we use the word zafu. And actually this is a real game changer. Now we live in Japan, so sometimes we have tsunamis, sometimes we have earthquakes, sometimes we have, I don't know, like hurricanes we don't have, but like different kind of things, bad things happen. And I always say that if such a thing happens, so leave your wife, Yarin, don't get upset, leave your dog, leave your husband, leave your smartphone because there is no electricity whatsoever during that time, but take your zafu, because it will save your life. It really does, yes? As Moksen will probably agree with me. Why it will change your life? Because if you build your daily life on this small thing, the quality of your daily life will change. Yes? I know that Japanese people love watching Netflix, and I often ask people like, I know that they like watching Netflix. I do it on purpose, and I say, oh, what do you do in your free time? And of course, there's the same answer. I watch dramas on Netflix. Yes? Because they want to learn English, right? Japanese people. So I said, well, how do you watch Netflix? Oh, I have my sofa, right? But then if you watch Netflix on the sofa for 2 hours, so then probably you have hernia and different kind of other medical conditions, and you have to go to have some massage or acupuncture or something. So I said, oh, so if next time if you watch Netflix, so please, instead of the sofa, throw away your sofa and try to spend 2 hours on this cushion. Even if you watch all the parts of Star Wars, really, it's completely different. Yes? And I'm not joking. So if you really find a place in your daily routine, so that you know that there is this place, there is this space that is only for you, and it's not a sofa, there's no TV, there's no smartphone, there's no wife, there's no dog, no cats, nothing. But there is this place, we could call this the sacred place, where you can sit and find really stillness and peace, and you can really be with yourself. And this is really important. Today we have lots of these zafus. That's why it's a really, as I said in the beginning, a real game changer and lifesaver. And I'm not joking about that. So this is zafu, all right? And now how to use this thing, all right? We are not going to throw it, but we are going to sit on it. And then as I always say, zafu, or this, what's the difference between zafu and a regular cushion? Is that on a regular cushion you sit. So when, for example, we have this sitting meditation class, or Zazen guide, you call it. So if I say sit on the zafu, yes, so everyone is like stum. So people like and now and everyone sits like this. So this is how we sit. Yes, we have our popcorn, Coca-Cola, different kind of things. Yes, but zafu is not something that we sit on, but there is something that supports our practice. We don't sit on that, but it supports our practice. And this, of course, we sit on that. But when you have this switch in your mind, when you say, okay, it's not about sitting, like comfortable sitting, but it's about supporting your practice. So you are going to do something important on that, okay? Not just wasting your time and sitting and checking your line account or something, yes? But this is something that supports your practice. That's why if you want it to make it into a tool that supports your practice, you need to know how to do it. And now, and now I will explain to you how to make it into a tool. Yes? So look at me now. If you sit like that, probably in most cases your knees are flying above. Yes? Okay? So we want to eliminate it. And what do? You slide down. Okay? You slide down so that your knees are on the floor, on the tatami. You have this scissor opening kind of movement. And I know that most of you have never done it, so it might be challenging. So I'm talking about the ideal thing, so something that we aspire to. If you cannot sit like that, it's okay, don't blame yourself, but I'm trying to build a model here, okay? So from this position, you go down, all right? And we don't do anything with our legs first. If you, don't worry, I'm wearing pants. So you have one leg here and one leg here, no yogic positions, you sit like that, yes? So you are sitting like that, now you sit. This is Netflix position, this is Zazen position, right? So you have this opening movement, which is really important, okay? Alright? Everyone, yes, with knees on the floor, yes? Barbara, can you go a little bit down, if you can? Slide down a little bit more. Like really to the edge of the cushion. More. Can you? Oh, you see? It's opening, yeah?
Pretty much. Close.
This is, Japanese people always have this feeling that Zazen is kind of punishment. and we have this guy who never smiles with a long stick, and he will hit me. Some people come to be hit, actually, on me. So if they are not hit, they are disappointed, and they never visit the place. So there are cases like that. But here, no hitting here. But there is this kind of like punishment, like I have to struggle for 40 minutes, or you know, it's like I don't know why I'm doing it for, and you know, it's kind of this Batman and you know whatever. So all these kind of like negative things. It's not like that. That's why the most important thing is how you sit. So we build this position. Yes, as I said in the beginning, this Zafu is a game changer. So it really saves your lives. It doesn't kill you, but it saves your life. So this is important. Yes. That's why you try to feel comfortable when you sit. Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel comfortable? Some of you nodding heads, probably yes. Yes, it's the most important thing, to feel comfortable. And this is the base that we build, the horizontal base that we build. So we have this magical triangle with our knees on the floor and buttocks on the edge of the cushion. Yes, this is the base. If some of you came because you wanted to levitate here, so I have to say that you will not. We stay on the cushion, all right? We stay based or really grounded on the cushion. And this grounded feeling is really important, yes? You sit like, sometimes Zazen is compared to a heavy stone. When you have a stone, for example, at the bottom of the lake or at the bottom of the sea, yes? It doesn't move. We have storm, we have sharks, we have different kind of objects, you know, moving all around, tsunamis coming, but the stone is there. So this is the stability part, yes? You have to be like a mountain, or you have to be like a stone. Don't move, don't be swayed. So that's why we have to build this base here, yes? It's really important, okay? So when you go like that, so then you become like a grass. You know, it's not stable. Yes, it's kind of like, oh, and then you have thoughts, and it's kind of like you. So then you have to really be based here and grounded, yes? But tatami, or the floor that we are sitting, is the place that enables you to do it, okay? So this is the most important thing, yes? So find this place and find this position at the edge of the cushion, most comfortable for you. Okay? All right? So naturally, as you can see now, it's even if I want to have this smartphone position now, as we often have this, you know, this smartphone position, yes? So it's really difficult for me. It's not natural, but naturally, let's look at Thomas, really nice posture, yes? It's natural. I don't have to struggle. I don't have to do anything with my body like to sit straight, like in the army. No, it's just natural. Why? Because we have this cushion, yes? And this cushion, as I said, it gives you a kick in the rear. So that, you know, it's, if you see the cushion, it's really probably if we have some physicians, they would probably do some nice research about it. But if you see the cushion, the cushion is like, it's not flat, it's kind of like, what do you call it? Yes. So then it gives you, the power it gives you like, you know, you have to practice. So it gives you, actually it's like when you go to soccer game and you have all those beautiful girls with some pompoons and like, ooh, you know, Los Angeles Lakers or Barcelona or whatever. So this Zafu is kind of mission here, yes? Alright? So the Zafu is the most important part. Okay? So we have this base, or we have this horizontal fundament below, right? And then we have to go up. You have to go up. If you have to go as far as knees or as far as legs, if you can go a little bit further, but so you can experiment with your legs, and you can put one of your leg on the opposite side. It's called half lotus position. For those, some of you of course you can do it. For those who do it first time, maybe it's kind of challenging. So I'm just presenting it. So this is half lotus position. But as you can see, if I sit like that, this part of my body doesn't change. As Japanese say, johanshin, so the upper part of the body doesn't change. If I change it to this position, it also stays the same, doesn't change. So the basic is the same. And then if I go a little bit further and I sit in the full lotus position, still it doesn't change. Still here it's the same, right? So if you can sit in a full lotus position, it's fine. If you can sit in a half lotus position, it's also fine. But if you sit in a half lotus position, there is one point that you have to be careful where you put this leg here. Because some people keep this leg below the knee here, and then they sit like that. And of course, I cannot see myself. But when you see how people sit, they sit like, well, maybe not like that, but they sort of lean to the opposite side, yes? Because it's like leverage here. That's why the trick is you have to shoot, and then you have your knee on the floor. 2 knees on the floor is the key here, as we explained. This is the most important part. If one of the knee is like that, it's your position. You start to stumble down. So be careful. But today, let's do it in this. I think it's called Burns position. Right? So take care of this basic now. It's really important. And this is the horizontal base that you build. Now we are going to build the vertical position or vertical sort of dimension. Zazen is the combination of this verticality and horizontality. So you have this basic horizontal position already structured, and now on top of that you're going to build this horizontal position, the vertical position. What do? In your mind, imagine you can put your hands on your knees and imagine that someone is pulling you up to heaven, but is not pulling you by your nose. I have a big nose. We have foreigners here, so foreigners with big noses. So if someone pulls you by the nose, sometimes they sit like that. Yeah. Recently, last weekend, we had another sitting session. So after 5 minutes, most of the people were sitting like that. So as if someone is pulling you by your nose. Not by your nose, but by crown of your head. So if someone is pulling you by the crown of your head, so then naturally your ears are lined with your shoulders, naturally. And your neck is a straight one, yes? So it's not this smartphone neck, but Zazen neck, okay? And then imagine, you don't have to close your eyes. You can if you want, but you don't have to close your eyes. Imagine that someone is pulling you up. So you go up in your body. You stay on the ground, you're grounded on tatami, but at the same time you go up and up. And you become higher and higher, or taller and taller. You reach the ceiling and you go up, you reach the roof of this hotel, and then again, going far beyond. Skyscrapers and clouds, and no limits for going up. You can transcend it all. And stretch. You don't have to stretch physically, but have this feeling tone that you're going up and up. Then naturally your posture will straighten. It will look better, and you will be more open inside to your stomach, your internal organs. And you go up. And breathe. Breathing is your anchor. You have breathe in, breathe out, and you go up. At the same time staying firmly grounded on the floor, on the tatami, and you go up, you go up, you go up. Okay, and when you know instinctively that you have reached some point that actually this is the place that you want to sit, so then you put your hands on your lap, and again, you see, it doesn't change anything. You can sit like that, then you just change it. You don't have to do anything extraordinary. Your right hand, and then on top of that your left hand, and you touch your thumbs. And this, in Buddhism we say mudra, or like the shape of your hands. This shape is really important because what it looks like, it tells you whether this person is really practicing Zazen or doing something else, all right? So if you are sleeping, it looks like that. And then you have saliva here drooling. And if you are really struggling, maybe you think about your ex-girlfriend or your boss, so then you really there's blood here. So none of these are extremes, right? So it has to be really, you have to maintain this mudra. Some teachers are, if they look at their students, they say, oh, this guy is somewhere else, on the beach in California. California is maybe not a good place to be now, but somewhere else, all right? Or this place is now, so you have this thought trip in your mind. So instead of that, really make sure, be conscious that this shape of your hands is really stays the same. Traditionally, we said that you can imagine, like, for example, you are holding an egg here. Yes? So if it goes like that, so the egg will escape. If you push too much, you will squash it, right? But nowadays, probably the egg is, I'm a vegetarian, so I'm a vegan. So the egg is not a good thing to say. So we could say you have the newest model of your iPhone, 16 or 17, and really you have to take care of it. Yes? It's nicely polished with this film still there, but it's switched off. Okay? And you don't close your eyes. We are sitting facing one another, so it's kind of uncomfortable maybe. But if I say you don't close your eyes, doesn't mean that you have to look at the person sitting in front of you. But really allow your eyes to fall naturally down and just surrender to what they see. So instead of looking at something, you have just seeing. In the same way with your ears, instead of listening to some particular sounds, there are, of course, sounds that you can hear, but leave them as they are. We have the air conditioning humming, maybe someone is hungry, so there are some strange bursts from the stomach. We have the heart beating, different kind of sounds. So there is hearing, but there is no pursuit. There is seeing, but there is no pursuit. There is feeling at the same time. Maybe you feel sweat or some kind of itching, but there is no pursuit. And the same with the fragrance. I just offered incense, so maybe you can smell the fragrance of incense, or maybe some perfume. So there's fragrance, but there is no pursuit of this fragrance. And the same with thoughts. We switch, instead of this I'm thinking to, there are thoughts, but there is no pursuit. And try to find comfort in your breath, which is coming in and coming out, and in this stillness and silence. stand up, but before you stand up, please make sure that you have your knees, alright? If you don't feel your knees, so don't stand up, okay? Alright, so make sure that you have, you can feel your legs. You can sway a few times from left to right, then you can straighten your legs, okay? Alright? Okay, and if you're ready, you can stand up. And now we are going to have another part of entertainment. As okay, so okay, maybe some of you probably say, I never thought that enjoying the silence is so nice. Yes, or in the heart of Tokyo, there is such a quiet place. I'm sorry to break your silence. And we are going to have a little bit of moving. Okay, it's good for our legs. So I will explain how to walk in this, we could call it what we say Zen style. In Japanese it's called kinhin, and it means like walking like a thread. So we are going to walk as you stand like in this square-like fashion, but I will show you how to walk. So imagine think that these are my feet, all right? This is my right foot, and this is my left foot. So there are a few rules that we have to follow when we want to move in this Zen-like sort of meditative style of walking. So the first one is we move forward on the out breath. Okay? How are you thinking, right? So we have in breath, and on the out breath we move with the foot. We start with the right foot, yes? On the out breath. And then again, when we have in breath, and we move on the out breath. So moving on is always on the out breath, right? This is the first rule. Right? The second rule is that we don't move like elephants or like transformers, but we move. It's called half a step on each breath. All right. So when you take a breath, this is my right foot. Yes, I take a breath, and on the out breath, I put half a step with my right foot. Then again, on the out, I take an in breath. On the out breath, half a step on my left with my left foot. Okay, so with feet the same. Take an in breath, half a step. So take an in breath, on the out breath, half a step. Take an in breath, on the out breath, half a step. Okay? So from the outside, it looks as if this person is not moving at all. But please move, because if you don't move, we will have a traffic jam. All right? So make sure that there is a person in front of you, and make sure that there is a person behind you. So don't be so egoistic. All right? And sort of pushing with your elbows, but really have this, what you call like spatial awareness. So it's really like a double challenge, yes? First challenge is to synchronize your moving with your breath, and the second challenge is synchronize with the sort of wholeness of other people moving with you. So there's a very beautiful balance, yes? Otherwise you have like one person here and 10 people here, like pushing one another, okay? So we don't want that, okay? So this is the second rule. And third rule is that we don't move in this sort of smaho aruki style or pockets style or whatever style. But if you, especially when you practice or when you are familiar with the Japanese way with the Japanese Buddhism, so there are three gestures of the hands that help you sort of navigate within this environment. So when you come to a temple, for example, so you don't say yahoo, you don't. Well, I do it, but it's not good. So when you see, for example, priests, so they often have this hands folded together. It's called gasho, hands folded together, and we made a greeting. Yes. You don't have to practice it with your boyfriend or girlfriend. You can shake your hands, but if you have this sort of religious Dalai Lama-like environment, so it's nicer to have this namaste style, yes? So when you greet people, you greet like that. Then when you sit in meditation, as we just were doing it, you do it with this gesture. It's meditative shape of the hands, okay? And the last one, when we move, so we move in the way that this is when you have your left hand, you cover or you sort of clutch your thumb with left one. with your like that, yes. And then you put it here on this solar plexus area. Okay, it's funny because when I say about it, so some people do it like this. Do you have your solar plexus here? Or some people like, do you have your here? No, solar plexus is like under the rib, as far as I know. Yes, so this is the soft one. Yes, here, right? So you put it here. If you put it here, so then your arm is more or less straight. Otherwise, you go like that, or you go like that. Yes. So you put it here, and you cover your hand with your right hand. So you like that. You don't have to squeeze. Make sure that you are like vulture. Yes. You have this space under your armpits. Okay. Yes. And then you see it's the same position as in Zazen. So when you read, when you sit, or when you walk, it doesn't change anything. Yes. With your body, it's the same thing. But you move with your head, with your feet. Okay. So these 3 rules, probably you already forgot. So on the out breath, then second one, half a step, and third one, you with your hands squish like that. And then your eyes placed on the floor, so you don't look around and sort of admire the place, but you really move in this calm-like fashion. Okay? So what's your name?
Natsuko.
So Natsuko, maybe progress until the door, and then you change the turn right, and then you go this way. Okay? And here, Robert, maybe that, and here. So these people turn left, and these people right. Okay? So let's try, maybe for 3-4 minutes. Now make a bow as you stand, like that. You don't have to fold your hands, but just make a bow. And continue to walk until you come back to your cushion, okay? So Please continue. No shortcuts. Right? Please go on. Like continue. Now, when I was doing it for the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, it's like, why it's so slow? You have this voice behind your ears, like, come on, go faster. Why it's so slow? But then after some time, when your mind calms down, it's really actually pleasant to walk like that. Maybe it's not a good idea to walk in this way to work in the morning, but if you have time really in your room, or maybe if you, well, with a dog, maybe it's kind of a challenge too, but if you are in a park or something, so even a few steps. In Zen, we have this saying which is called, every step is a destination. So with this feeling, we walk, yes? Every step is actually the place where I have arrived already, yes? Usually we have like every step towards something, yes? And we have a step towards, different kind of thing, yes? To the station, to work, to the shop, whatever you want. But then, when we walk this Kinhin style, we say every step is already the place that I have arrived. And when you think in this way, so then you taste that this is what it is, yes? You really find this stillness or comfort and joy actually in every step that you take. In the same way when we have Zazen, yes? So we can say every breath is not like singing, every breath you take, something like that. But every breath you take is actually, or every breath I take is the breath that it's already the place where I have arrived. Yeah? So you don't do it to achieve something, you don't do it to sort of reach something, but really you come back to this breathe in and breathe out, breathe in and breathe out. Yeah? That's why we are going to have one more sitting now, but now we are going to sit facing the wall. Yes? So when you have your cushions, sit so that you are facing the wall. Just make sure that this white stripe is at the rear, not in front of you. Okay? together, make a bow. And again, you can sway from left to right a few times. And straighten your legs. And if you are ready, you can turn around so that you can face one another. Okay, so this is it for today. Once again, I'm very happy to see you all, and I do hope and pray that this year will be a good one, an auspicious one for all of you. May all your dreams come true, as we say. And where are you going to France?
In Paris.
When?
When in the summer. Yeah.
So you are still for a while here.
Yes.
And Christoph this month. Yes. Okay, so Christoph is leading us. He has been here with us for a few years and practicing Zazen together. So it was my pleasure to have you here. And now we have to continue. I will check if you do. All right? So thank you once again for joining. Have a nice evening. We still, as I can see, there is some tasty green tea there. So let's grab a bottle and then we can have a short chat and then we can go home. Okay? Thank you once again. When you stand up, just make sure that you fix your cushion so you can give it a nice massage. Leave it as if nobody ever was sleeping on it. And then first turn to your cushion and make a bow and turn clockwise so that you face one another and one will bow. It's the funniest part because not many people don't know like which part is. The basic thing is that first there is the cushion, so you turn to the cushion, and then you turn clockwise, and then you turn to other people. All right? Okay. Right. So then we can leave. Let's leave maybe one by one. Left, right, left, right, left, right.